This is your weekly podcast for Rocky's Rockin' Cruises and Adventures, bringing to you information about the greatest rock and roll cruises in the world. Hosted by Kathleen, Kane, and Rocky. Hello again. We are podcasting to you from Wiley Productions. I'm Kathleen Kane, General Manager and also head of the podcast division. And this is now episode 5. We've been kind of waiting for this one.
Yes, most definitely.
Rocky's Rockin' Cruises and Adventures. Of course, we have Rocky here, the founder and executive producer of the best rock and roll cruise on the planet.
That's right.
Rockin the Caribbean. And also today, as promised, we have our special guests from AAA. I'm going to hand it over to Rocky. Do you want to introduce our friends?
I will. Thank you, Kathleen.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to our weekly podcast. This one was the one I was telling you about. You needed to join in on because it's going to give you a lot of answers to your questions on how to book the cruise, what it's really all about, and my great friends at AAA Travel ACG.
Yeah.
We have Susan Cressy. We have Lori Fabricant. Hello, ladies.
Hi, thanks for having us.
You
Yes.
facilitate so much. I got to see it firsthand in February, this past February, and you guys, they're just awesome.
They're great. It's really hard to do the cruise without the two of them.
Yes.
And they do so much. They wear so many hats
That's
during the
true.
week.
True.
And sometimes it's hard for me to believe, seriously, Kathleen, it's hard for me to believe all that they do behind the scenes just on the cruise, not a whole year prior.
True.
With our guests and
True.
our passengers and our members. But, you know, they handle a lot of things behind the scenes. One, we're on the ship that whole week. And I love you guys. I really do. So
We
we're
love
leaving.
you too.
Oh, thank you. We're leaving again next year, February 16th, for an 8-day cruise out of Port Canaveral on Royal Caribbean's Adventure of the Seas. And, you know, I wanted to touch a little bit, ladies, on how we started this so many years ago. It was kind of fun. Do you remember anything of what we did in the beginning that might be
How many years ago was it?
helpful to remember? Oh, 15 years ago?
Oh,
15
okay.
or 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some 25 or
Yeah.
26 cruises now.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we've been here since the beginning, so have been able to refine it and adjust with the current environments. I mean, working with Rocky has been amazing. And if I may be bold, Rocky, I'd say we've perfected this Rockin the Caribbean concept.
We definitely have, Susan. Yes. You know, this cruise started from a brainchild of mine of doing a lot of rock and roll cruises over the years.
Sure.
Since I really started my career back in 1979, I started doing rock and roll cruises, and none of them were doing any of the things that we are doing now. And like you said, we refined this to be what I think is the best rock and roll cruise on the planet. It's just fun, fun, fun.
Sure.
Yeah, and you know, when we started doing this, basically what we started back then is what we're doing now. Now we've added a few things, and we'll touch base on that a little later. But it started here in the villages where we perform quite a bit. You know, we perform worldwide, Rocky and the Rollers, and we started doing this with the AAA branch, AAA travel branch here in the villages. And right away, just 4 or 5, I can't even remember, it was so long ago, 400 or 500 people signed right up just in the villages.
Wow.
Through AAA travel.
I remember you telling me the busloads of people going down.
Yeah, we would have 9,
Yes.
10, 11, 12 busloads of people.
That's when the party starts.
That's when the party, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. But it's been such a great relationship, and over the years, and you know, we've had our ups and downs, as we can say, with trying to figure out the best way we can offer these different things that we do throughout the week on the cruise. But I think we've got it nailed down, for lack of a better
I
phrase.
think so.
And I want to thank you guys for that tremendously.
It's been fun. It's so much fun.
It's been fun. So tell me a little bit more about, you know, AAA Travel, ACG, of course, and what you guys represent, who you represent. We're going to tell the people later on in the podcast and put up on the screen how they can call to book the cruise. But tell us a little bit more about AAA ACG.
Well, we're one of the largest travel agencies, first of all, in the country. And we, as we mentioned earlier, we have perfected this because we want to make sure that our customers have an exceptional experience. And this is just, you have to experience this cruise because it is so much fun.
It is.
Yeah, we do, we can touch briefly. I'm sure you've talked about a lot of the wonderful experiences that are on here. We have private concerts. We have special events, like Rockaroke, where the winner of Rockaroke gets to sing with the Rocky and the Roller Band at the last night.
As I've
We have
said,
the
one of my
question.
favorites. That's one of my
Yeah, it's
favorites.
fun. It's
Yeah.
really fun. Artists
Yeah.
get to judge our customers. Yeah.
Yes.
And we have prom night and a sock hop. It's just, we have interviews on the website that you'll see that have people that have come back 15 times, 4 times, 5 times. Once you experience it, you come back again and again.
We touched a little bit on
AAA
that.
will be with,
I'm sorry, Susan, go ahead.
no. I was just going to say AAA will be with you to handle and assist any onboard needs that you have. We're there to keep the events running smoothly and orderly and to keep those out who don't belong to this fantastic
Right.
group.
That's right.
Well, see, that's one of the things I noticed too was the availability of AAA, the accessibility of AAA. I mean, you were at every event, and you were just so helpful. Even when before the doors opened.
Yep. Yep.
We
have
yeah. We have fun, we enjoy it, but we're also there to work, and we understand that it's a job, and it's an important job that we have on board to not only assist our guest, but you, Rocky and Kathleen, and all the other artists that are on board with us.
Yeah, that is very important too, because sometimes even we've done so many of these. Sometimes I'll be, what are we doing next, Susan? Where's that at? Lori, what time are we doing that meeting?
Right.
There's a lot of behind the scenes to make this, the experience that it is out on the seas. And once we leave that dock, there's no turning back. So the folks, and you generally bring what is it, five or six folks from AAA to assist our passengers. Everything from when we first get on the ship, they can come down, they can exchange their T-shirts if they like. If the size is not, if it doesn't fit right, or I ordered an extra large, but I'm really a large, But those are the things that I appreciate the most on the cruise, and I think our customers, our members, our passengers need to realize the hard work that you put in. I know I don't always say thank you when I should, but thank you.
And it's such a fun week. And of course, February 16th, 2024 is when we set sail once again on Adventure of the Seas. And this time we're going to we'll be stopping 4 times. I guess port of call is what you would call it. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, we're going to be going in and out of Port Canaveral, which is convenient for the Florida market, but it's still convenient for anyone flying in and out of Orlando. The Adventure of the Seas will have its own docking station that Royal Caribbean has there, but we will be going to Labadee, Haiti, which is their private resort on the northern part of Haiti, which is nice. We will be going to Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic, to Charlotte Amalie in St. Thomas, and this is a new port that they have now, St. Croix. So that'll be something different that we're doing.
St. Croix is a great island.
Yeah.
One of the things, a lot of times when the people go to book, they have different questions. Sometimes maybe they go to the site and they don't see Rockin the Caribbean. How can people, book Rockin the Caribbean? What is the easiest way to do that?
The easiest way to do that is to call the AAA. This cruise can only be booked through AAA Travel.
Right.
Whether it's here in Florida or in any other state, AAA Travel only. You cannot book it through Royal Caribbean. You cannot book it with another travel agency, just through AAA. And if you go to our website, you can also fill out a registration form or a travel interest form, and one of our travel agents will contact you if you don't happen to have a travel agent.
A AAA travel agent.
Right.
Yeah. The most important thing is calling or visiting one of your AAA branches. We'll find you an agent somehow, some way if you don't have one already.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great, and I know you've done that for quite a few people in the past. I remember some folks calling and saying, I don't know where to book, I don't know how to book, and boom, you got them right to somebody, and they sent me an email saying, Rocky, thank you so much. We booked it today. We booked the cruise today, and the other thing I wanted to touch on about that is that we're more than halfway sold. I believe we're getting pretty
Woohoo!
Yes,
close.
we are.
Yeah.
So
Great.
I can't tell folks enough that if you're thinking about going, call the number we're going to show up here on the at the end of the podcast, or go to the website, get your name in there, get a deposit in, or at least have an agent calling you back, reserving you a cabin, because by August or September or so, usually we don't have cabins left.
Right.
We don't take the whole ship, okay? We keep this cruise very minimalized for our folks, so that's why when they come on, you get a little bracelet that you have to wear to get you into all our functions. We do anywhere from 2 to 3 functions a day, folks. So we keep you kind of busy. We also let you see everything else the ship has to offer, all the ship shows and the different functions the ship does throughout the week. But you cannot book it through Royal Caribbean. I can't tell you, there's been folks that have been on the ship literally going, we booked Rockin the Caribbean. We don't have that T-shirt or we don't have that bracelet. It's because they called Royal Caribbean and did not book this exclusively through AAA travel, which is what I can't stress enough, ladies and gentlemen. You have to book it through AAA travel, or you'll have a nice cruise. Royal Caribbean does a great job on their cruise, but you won't get into any of Rockin the Caribbean functions.
Right.
None of the concerts, none of the dances, the meet and greets, the autograph sessions, Rockaroke, the question and answer sessions. None of that will be available to you throughout the whole week. And I've seen a lot of folks disappointed. So we've tried to make it as easy as we could by going to the website. It's one click, boom, you're right there, or just calling the 800 toll-free numbers to get to your AAA agency in the state that you're involved in. So I think you need to do
And
that
also,
pretty quickly.
Also, Rocky, on the website, we have great videos. So if somebody wants to experience this before the cruise, they can click on different videos and interviews that Lori has posted on the website to give them an idea of how fun they're going to have on this cruise.
Now, speaking of that, over the years, Rocky brings in the original recording artist. How do you feel about that, just personally? What is that like for you?
Well, I personally think it's fantastic because I listened to some of them, especially Shana Na. I used to watch that as a teenager, and they have
Right.
Bowser and Johnny Contardo on. I love that. I loved that show, and to see them now live is fantastic. And what's nice about this cruise is the artists are on the ship with you all week long. You see them in the hallways, you see them in the dining rooms. They love their fans and they love to meet you and talk to you, have their picture taken with you, and that is a really nice touch, I think.
I think the most meaningful is that interaction and that experience with the artist.
Yeah.
They are just good, humble people, and they want to connect with the members. And I think that's surprising that to some of the passengers within our group is that they can have a conversation with these artists that they grew up listening to. It's very meaningful.
Right. And what I love about the question and answer session that the customers get to ask the artists anything. And that's when you really learn about their life story, how they got started. I find that fascinating. And I know the customers love that.
Yeah, I agree. And one of the things when I first started doing this cruise all those years ago is that I tried to make the artists, the original artists that come on, feel like they're a passenger. They're not on there just to work. And it's become, and we discussed this with previous guests on the podcast, and each one of them had said the same thing, is they feel like a family now. And every year we bring back pretty much the same artists. We change them up, 1 or 2 artists every year we change up. But the people keep coming. And they keep coming because it's become one family. And it's like you said, they get to hang out with them in the dining room. They get to have breakfast in the morning with them. They'll get to see them in the pizza shop having a pizza, or
The pizza.
yeah, the pizza in the coffee shop, and none of these guest artists throughout the week, turn their back to these folks if they're talking with someone else. They all invite them in
Right.
to the conversations, and they kind of become friends with all of our guests and members that come on the cruise. So you're right. It is a kind of a family-oriented type of cruise where we're all having fun, enjoying the music from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, enjoying the camaraderie between everybody. Studio B, I think, is where that happens the most. Which
Agree.
for you folks that might be new to this, Studio B is an ice skating rink on these Royal Caribbean ships that we do Rockin' the Caribbean on, and we cover the ice with a dance floor, and we do dances in there. And some the acts will get up and do some of their shows in there, and you can dance to them. You can dance to Rocky and the Rollers throughout the week, and all the acts, all of them come in there with their spouses. You'll see them dancing to Rocky and the Rollers. You'll see them sitting next to all the folks talking about the different things that happened in their careers, and I can't stress enough that that's what this cruise is really about. Yeah, the music's great. Yeah, the different things that we do throughout the week are great. The ship is great, Royal Caribbean. There isn't a better cruise line in the world. But that camaraderie and friendship that we all kind of have throughout the week and continues throughout the year, I think is one of the most important things on this cruise. And I just wanted to touch on that briefly and let people know that it really does happen.
Yes, it does.
And I think one of the most important things too is we keep talking about the dancing, but if you're a non-dancer, that's okay. You
Right.
still experience such an amazing
Yeah.
trip with us because there's stadium style seating. So you're getting a concert whether you dance or not. But the dancing, I think, is a major bonus for most people.
It is. I mean, we
Yeah.
do 5 dances throughout the cruise. They
Right.
generally last 2 hours, which is enough dancing because you're doing so much throughout the day on the ship. But you're right. The stadium style seating in Royal Caribbean's Studio B enables 380 to 400 and some odd people to be dancing on that dance floor, and you still have a great view of the stage. And quite frankly, you're getting people out there that are dancing that might not have danced together as a couple in 30, 40, 50 years. So that's a show in itself, to be honest with you. A lot of the folks will sit up there that don't really dance at all or can't dance for whatever reason, and they'll look down and watch the people dance and have a good time. And I think that makes them have a good time,
Right.
takes them back to when they were in high school and they went to their prom or they went to their junior dance or went to the
Right.
wherever to dance.
So yeah, for me, it was kind of like the reliving memories, but at the same time making new memories. Making those
Agreed.
old memories alive again, and then going home and just feeling so good.
Yeah, it really does happen.
Yes.
Right. That's why everybody keeps coming back.
Yeah.
Right.
We also wanted to talk a little bit about what do folks get when they come on Rockin' the Caribbean? What are they going to receive from AAA and Rockin' the Caribbean cruises that's in addition to all the fun that they have throughout the week on the ship?
That's a great question. So AAA provides a t-shirt, first of all, and it's really empowering when you go to check in on that first day and there's 300, 400, 500 people all in the same shirt. It's just remarkable.
And they're cool
Um,
shirts too.
yes.
I really like them.
Along with the t-shirts, we have an autograph book that you can take to the autograph session. If you want, you can bring your own guitar or saddle shoes, poodle skirts, whatever you want. The artist will sign those. We also have bag tags and these special lanyards that on the back of them will have the schedule of events. So at all times, you'll know where you're supposed to be and at what time.
Yeah, that's very helpful. Very important to a lot of folks because, they get a schedule in their documents, but a lot of folks will leave that in their cabin and forget.
Right.
So the little lanyard that they get with the
Sure.
mini schedule, and it kind of, if they're having pizza down on the promenade, they can just look at that schedule and go, oh, wait, Rocky's got something. We need to go over here. We need to go over there, and it keeps them kind of going throughout the week so that they don't miss anything.
Right.
That's right.
The other thing I wanted to touch on about that with the scheduling too is we try to schedule everything around the things that Royal Caribbean does on the ship also, which is very important, I think, that you get to experience the cruise that Royal Caribbean gives you along with Rockin the Caribbean.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
You can play pickleball, you know, out by the pool. In fact, one of our guests was even saying that he loves to go in and play the pinball machines.
Yeah.
So
That was me.
Absolutely.
there's just so much to do.
Put
Yeah.
put aside all the wonderful group events that we have, and couple it with a world-class cruise line, it just makes the entire cruise experience number one. I mean,
Right.
everything that Royal Caribbean has to offer and everything that Rockin the Caribbean has to offer, I mean, it's just an incredible experience.
I agree. I can't believe I would ever do Rockin the Caribbean on any other cruise line. Royal Caribbean's been very good to us over the years. We have a great thing going. I'm looking forward to Adventure of the Seas. We were on that ship quite a few years ago. I think we did a Southern Caribbean cruise on Adventure.
Yes.
It's a perfect size ship for our guests. We have a lot of fun. It's a little bit tighter, so we're more close together.
And this year there's the extra day.
Yeah.
So slightly smaller ship, still all the amenities and all the great stuff, and you get an extra day.
You don't have to walk as far.
That's true. Although I love the steps.
Yeah. Well,
Down the steps.
once you leave the buffet, you know, you want to take the stairs.
It's always easier going down than up, right?
True.
Now, I wanted to ask, this question's for both of you guys. When we start getting close to Rockin the Caribbean, to its departure, do you start to go into panic mode at all?
We never panic.
I'll tell you, we live for this. The chaos, we just live on it and for it. I'll tell you, when the documents come in, it's ordering all the supplies ahead of time. It takes a village to put this the back end of this cruise together
Sure.
with the documents and everything, and to get them out to the customers on time. But we thrive on it. We love it.
Mhm.
I've seen your office. The office in Tampa is where you guys put all you two and the great staff at the Tampa office, ACG AAA Travel. I've been there during this at different phases.
Yeah.
It is quite the sight to see them putting 500 T-shirts into packets to mail off to people.
Wow.
The booklets, the autograph booklets, the bracelets, to get you into the different functions and
How
events that we
exciting.
do.
Yeah, really creates a lot of excitement.
It does. And I wanted to say that, how do people get their packets? What, do they pick them up? Do they, are they mailed to them? What's the easiest way?
So we work with the travel agents in particular, and we send all the documents to the travel agents who then can distribute them to the customer. And that way they can have a conversation and they can go over the documents and what is in the packet. So we do it that way. We do, like you said earlier, have the ability to switch out T-shirts and things on the cruise itself. So there's always an opportunity. If you lose something, if something doesn't fit, we can provide.
Awesome. So once again, that accessibility.
Accessibility.
It's just awesome.
Yeah.
The shows that we do on the ship, we have quite a lineup for next year. Gary Lewis and the Playboys will be joining us. Of course, Bowser and Johnny Contardo from Sha-Na-Na, along with Bowser's guys, the Stingrays, the Singers. We have Brian Hyland joining us again, Jay Siegel's Tokens, Peggy March, Dennis Stefano, original lead singer of the Buckinghams, Lala Brooks, original lead singer of the Crystals, the one and only Vito Picone and the Elegants. Kathleen Kane next year will not only be singing with Rockin' the Rollers, but she'll be also doing her Kathleen Kane show, which I'm looking forward to next year.
Great.
Which is it's fabulous. I mean, I think it's going to be one of the hits of the week. And you know, DJ Al Brady will be there, our DJ and master of ceremonies. He'll be doing his thing with his trivia contests and different stuff that he hosts throughout the week. The Sensational 60s show we have the original Hitmaker show, the doo-wop and rock show, which we feature some more of the doo-wop and older, you know, early rock and roll stuff. Bowser's Rock and Roll Party, which is always a lot of fun. These shows happen in the main showroom. And then we have the dances that happen in Studio B. Now, the first night we get on the ship, we have what's called the Let's Get Ready to Rock party.
Woohoo!
And that is a dance in Studio B. We ask that everybody wears their T-shirts, make sure they have their bracelets on, very important. We'll be doing quite a bit of dancing. And then we've added something a couple of years ago, which is the Parade of Stars.
Oh, that's fun.
And what we do is we bring all the acts down and kind of clear the dance floor and have a lane where we introduce all the acts that the folks will be seeing throughout the week on the cruise. And the reason we do this is some folks might not have seen these acts in quite a long time. So they might not know who they are. They're walking around a ship and like, wow, that's Peggy March, or that's Dennis Stefano. So it gives them a chance to know who they are, makes the acts more at ease, to let the people see them and be able to come up and talk to them easier throughout the week. And it's actually turned out to be something that I've gotten a lot of emails about after the cruises that say, we love that, we love seeing the acts coming in, and we get to see them, you know, walk down the parade. I call it a parade.
More like dance down the parade.
Yeah,
More like dance down the parade.
It's a huge hit.
It is.
I think Vito
Yeah, I
Picone
saw
last
that.
year walked down the middle and he's going,
I'm remembering Lala. I guess with the dancing, Lala Brooks, she was dancing.
she was.
Yeah.
So that's some of the dances. Of course, the prom night, we pick a king and queen of the prom. We have the sock hop night, which everybody dresses up. You don't have to dress up at these functions, but if you want to be considered to be king and queen of the prom that week, you have to dress up with a gown and a tux. Sock hop, you know, a lot of people wear poodle skirts and guys slick their hair back, or you could, you know, do more of the peace, love, and rock and roll from the 60s, and where I've seen people wear long wigs with headbands and, you know, frayed,
That's one of
what
my
do they call those? Yeah, you know, it's
That's one of my favorite nights, to see them, everyone all dressed up with the poodle skirts and saddle shoes. And I just love that, because everyone really gets into it.
It's a
So
lot
make
of
sure if you're coming on board to bring your outfits.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Al Brady also does a dance throughout the week where the people get to actually request. It's more of a request dance where, you know, it's nice that you could go up, if you're not hearing a song that means something to you when you were younger or throughout the years, you can go up to Al Brady. He's got, I think, 2.5 million songs or something he brings on board.
Wow.
That's always a fun dance.
Yeah.
And dance to a song that you and your spouse might have heard when you were in college or whatever, and you can go and dance to it. And the thing about it is you're dancing in an ice skating rink covered with a dance floor in the middle of the Caribbean. Who'd have thunk that? You know, who'd have thunk that? So yeah, and then of course the Rockaroke we talked about. The last night we do the Good Night Sweetheart dance, and the winner of Rockaroke gets to sing that song live with Rockin' the Rollers on stage in front of everybody. And most of them have done a pretty good job. There hasn't been a whole lot of nervousness on stage. They've done a really good job.
Well, I think they were a
have.
little nervous beforehand, because I talked to one of them. However, when she got up on stage, she was like a pro.
Yeah.
It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that Rockaroke has become.
Yes.
But in addition to all that, you get the autograph sessions, you get the meet and greet session, you get the question and answer session, which is always fun too. And we split the question and answer sessions up. We have one for Rockin' the Rollers, and I think I'll have the Playboys join us, and Kathleen Kane, of course, on the autograph session, or the question and answer session next year. And then the headlining acts will have their own later on in the week. So people get to know a little bit about everybody that's involved that comes on the ship to entertain them. And it's nice to know, you know, what color socks they wear, what they have for breakfast in the morning.
Was that actually a question?
Yes.
Really? That's
What can I
funny.
say?
Yeah. So lots to do. Yeah.
Lots throughout the week.
Yeah.
But again, we schedule it so that, you know, you're not running around the ship every day. We give you time to see the stuff on the ship also. So I look forward to seeing everybody next year. I really do. It's a fun cruise, and I guarantee you're going to have a good time.
Right.
My
Now,
personal guarantee.
Susan and Lori from AAA, it's been awesome having you. Do you have any final words you'd like to say?
Absolutely. We just want to thank you, Rocky, for all that you do to bring this fantastic music to all of us. Not only do you get to experience a wonderful cruise, but you do it with iconic artists and musicians who want to share their time with you. I'll tell you, it's the most fun you'll ever have at sea.
That's right.
I love it.
Thank you, Susan.
That's another quote. That's another quote that is awesome. Okay. And how about you, Lori?
No, I just wanted to thank you again too, Rocky. You talk about us, all the work that we do, and as Susan said, you do a lot of work too to make it all come together. And we appreciate the team effort for everything. And we just hope to see you all on the cruise because you will have the best time of your life.
Well, thank you, Laura. It really is a team effort. And with Rocky's Rockin' Cruises and Adventures, AAA Travel ACG, the folks at Royal Caribbean, we've really had a good time with this throughout the years. I want to see it continue for many, many years. And also, folks, we'll be doing some wine and food trips to Italy. I want to let them know about that. That'll be coming up in future podcasts. And looking forward to that. We've done these in the past. They're a lot of fun. And you get to see Italy with me. And also we'll be doing some to California, which I'm looking forward to also. So, you know, keep your ear to the podcasts, as we say, on when those will be coming up. We'll be talking about those trips coming up with AAA, ACG, and Rocky's Rockin' Cruises and Adventures.
Right. And we'll be putting up on the screen how to book Rockin' the Caribbean.
Yes, it'll be coming up.
Yeah. Now, this has been episode 5 of, I should say, Rocky's Rockin' Cruises and Adventures. Thank you so much once again to AAA, to Susan and Laurie for being with us today, and all the information. It's just incredible. And next week, we have our special guest, Jay Siegel, who is the original lead singer of the Tokens.
That's right.
And he still sounds the same.
He's the weedy.
Yeah.
He's the weedy dee guy.
Oh my gosh. So we're going to have lots of fun. So thank you, Rocky, once again, also for being here today.
You're welcome,
Rockin'
Kathleen.
the Caribbean. I'm Kathleen Kane, podcasting to you from Wiley Productions. And don't forget to check us out next week. Thank you so much for being with us.
Bye, everybody.